Why is my girlfriend hiding me from her family? Grace was always making excuses when I asked to meet her family, even though we'd been dating for 6 months. One day I saw her at the farmer's market with an older couple who were obviously her parents. I walked over to introduce myself and she pretended not to know me. "I think you have me confused with someone else," she said, and her mom smiled politely while her dad steered them away, leaving me standing there like an idiot. That night she came to my apartment crying and apologizing, saying she'd panicked and she was so sorry, but her parents were complicated and she needed more time. She said they were really strict and wouldn't approve of her dating anyone right now, which seemed like a weak excuse for pretending I didn't exist, but I loved her, so I let it go. 3 weeks later, I was at a coffee shop by myself when her brother walked in. I recognized him from photos on her phone. I figured brothers were different from parents, so I introduced myself as Grace's boyfriend, and his face dropped. "Grace doesn't have a boyfriend," he said. "She can't have a boyfriend." "What do you mean she can't?" I asked. He looked around nervously and leaned in closer. "Just stay away from her," he said, "for your own good." Before I could ask what that meant, he was gone. When I told Grace about it, she got angry and said her brother was just protective and I shouldn't have approached him. But there was something in her eyes that looked like fear. "What are you so scared of?" I asked. "My family has rules," she said. "Strict rules." I started paying more attention and noticed other weird things. Grace never invited me to her apartment. She paid for everything in cash, never cards. She had 2 phones and would sometimes answer the second one, speaking quietly and hanging up fast when she noticed me watching. One day I followed her home, which I know was wrong, but I was going crazy with questions. She lived in this normal-looking house in a suburb, nothing special about it. But when her dad came out to get the mail, I noticed he was wearing an ankle monitor, the kind they put on people under house arrest. That night, I confronted Grace about it. "Why is your dad wearing an ankle monitor?" She broke down and admitted her father had been in trouble with the police, that he'd been under house arrest for 6 months, and she didn't want me getting pulled into their mess. "What did he do?" I asked. "He saw something he shouldn't have," she said. "Wrong place, wrong time. Now they're protecting him, but also keeping him prisoner." "Who's they?" I asked. "The people who put him in witness protection," she said, then covered her mouth like she'd said too much. "Witness protection?" I said. "Like in movies?" She nodded, tears running down her face. "He saw something bad happen, really bad, and the people who did it are dangerous. So the government moved us here and gave us new names and told us we could never tell anyone who we really were." Finally, answers that made sense. Her fake name, the 2 phones, the terror when I'd approached her with her parents. They were hiding from dangerous people. "What did he witness?" I asked. "I don't know," she said. "They won't tell us. They say it's safer if we don't know." But something felt off about her story. I searched online for witness protection and learned that people in the program weren't usually under house arrest with ankle monitors. They were free to live normal lives as long as they followed the rules. So why was her dad being monitored? I hired a private investigator because I needed answers. 3 days later, he called me and said to meet him immediately. When I got to his office, he was packing his things. "I'm refunding your money," he said. "I can't help you." "What did you find?" I asked. "Your girlfriend doesn't exist," he said. "Grace Turner has no birth certificate, no school records before 2 years ago. Nothing. That whole family appeared out of nowhere." "That's witness protection," I said. "She told me." He shook his head. "I checked with my contact at the marshal's office. They're not in witness protection, but whoever created their identities did a professional job. These aren't amateurs." "Then who are they?" I asked. "People who needed to disappear," he said. "And usually when a whole family needs to disappear that badly, it's because they're running from someone." I went to her house that night, determined to get real answers. The front door was open and the house was dark. I called out, but nobody answered. In the living room, I found Grace's father tied to a chair with duct tape over his mouth, his eyes wide with terror when he saw me. Before I could move, I heard Grace's voice behind me saying, "I really wish you hadn't come here tonight." Full story on the channel below.